This episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast is brought to you by pmtlifestyle.com, Authentic Muay Thai Lifestyle by Pu'u. Definitely go check out the website at pmtlifestyle.com for some awesome lifestyle merchandise. That's for those of you out there either involved in Muay Thai, looking at getting involved in Muay Thai, and embrace a healthier lifestyle to live the life of a Nak Muay. Go check it out.
Swadee Kop, welcome to the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast. Today is May 7th, 2022. I'm live on TikTok. Shout out to our Discord group as well, the Muay Thai Community Discord. We're also live in the TikTok as well, and on the TikTok. I sound like an old man talking about MySpace over here with Avocados Are Not Good, talking about the MySpace days. Holy moly. If you don't know what MySpace is, don't worry about it. It's terrible. Let's just say that we're lucky that they deleted everything on that social media platform, or they quote-unquote lost it. All right? It's Saturday, and Avocados Are Not Good. You have a great day, man. See you in the streets. Kind of going into what's going on today is, for today, we have a couple of kids who are actually competing down in Ontario, California today at a PKB, Point Muay Thai, set up for the kids, no head contact and all that stuff for them. So it's a really good setup. 6-year-old, and I believe Samantha is 9. So David's going for his second one. Man, these kids, they don't realize how, I guess, just how badass they are, how awesome they are to be doing what they're doing. Careful, bro. See the gym wall in Seattle. Bread and Fitness over on TikTok. Thanks for coming in, guys. I appreciate you. Let's see the gun wall in Seattle. What makes you professional? Do you guys get cards or certifications or something? I'll get to that in a second here. Okay, detention. So I have the title of the TikTok here is Why Missing Weight is Unacceptable. Charles Oliveira got stripped of his title yesterday, so I'll get to that here in a second. So I'll go over to OK Detention over on TikTok. Yeah, I said, what makes you a professional? Do you guys get cards or certification or something? So a professional martial artist is somebody who does this for a living. I've been doing this for a living for coming up on 15 years. In Muay Thai, working Muay Thai for 15 years. Fought for money, training, private lessons. We run 2 Muay Thai academies. One in Ventura, California, one in Santa Barbara, California. So that's what I consider professional. Somebody this is your full-time thing. Whether it be fighting professionally, whether it be like professional boxers do. You can't really make a living fighting in Muay Thai, though. At least not here in the United States. You don't make enough money. If you want to get more information on that too, I've discussed that quite extensively in the past 2 episodes, I believe, of the podcast. The link is in our bio over on TikTok if you want to go check that out. It's available on all the major podcast platforms, iTunes, like the Apple Podcasts. It's also available on Spotify as well. Favorite stretches, from insert name here, 888 over on TikTok. My favorite stretches, I'd have to say, I got a lot of them. I actually have a couple freeform stretching videos over on our Instagram TV. I've posted them here as well. They're not tagged, so go check those out. And I believe I have them over on our YouTube as well. And it's also available in our online university course. As well as in the book. So I wrote Preparing for Your First Muay Thai Fight book. I describe all the stretches that I do. You should be stretching 10 to 15 minutes a day, after training, essentially, on top of your dynamic stretching. OK Detention said, yeah, we only have one Muay Thai gym in this side of Oklahoma, and I was really interested in going. Awesome, man. Is that Forza Combat Sports by any chance? Is that the Muay Thai gym that's over there with Mr. Leo Perucci? Insert name here, 888 says, thank you. You're welcome, man. Any more questions too? And thank you for the follow too, insert name here. I appreciate you. I'm going to kind of go into this topic here about missing weight and why it is completely 100% unacceptable. All right. Now that I said it, yes, it is, hey, they're a good facility, man. Go check it out. They always have strong people coming out of there, and it seems like they got a good curriculum and stuff like that too. I'd recommend go checking it out. So at least you have something nearby you. We didn't have any Muay Thai nearby us when we first started. So you didn't have Muay Thai out there until they were there, right? So go out there and go support, man. Definitely take advantage of that. So going into and tell Coach Leo I said what's up. Kind of going into our segment here on why it's unacceptable to miss weight. So I'll go off. I'll say I've missed weight twice, and that's completely unacceptable. All right. So my first time, I didn't know how to make weight. I just didn't know like the process of how to rapidly lose fluids. The other time was I had some life stuff going on, and I didn't have a good training camp, quite frankly, and it caused me to miss weight. So that's usually indicates that there's not a good training camp. That's usually what the indicator is. The first time it was just I didn't know. I was literally walking around 2 pounds over it, and I just didn't eat or drink anything, and I went for a little jog, and I came in like a pound over or something like that. So if you could fix the way someone turns their hip over on a left kick in the most simple way, how? Brendan Fitness. So I'll get into that here. I have a video that's over on our Instagram. I posted it on TikTok about, a simple way to make your kicks go higher. So that also works for turning your hips over. Really great way to get through it. I'm really surprised that Charles spent an hour and didn't lose it. And XX Big Chode XX over on TikTok. For those of you that are listening to this later, that is literally his username on TikTok. So, Brendan Fitness, I hope that helps you, that kick stretch. And the thing is, people tend to, they either don't rotate enough or they over-rotate their hips. You want to think about kicking almost like up at an angle. That's the best way I can describe it. And yeah, kind of going into the weight loss process was, so that time where I missed weight by 2 pounds, man, I tortured myself. I did everything to try and make that weight, man. And you get to a point where you literally have no more water to sweat out. Your body refuses to sweat. And if you have never been there before, you'll never quite understand how that feels. You're on the verge of dying. So anybody who's talking shit about that stuff, like I said, it's completely unacceptable. Like, you knew that week if you were going to make weight or not. You should say something. That's something I learned. These things happened to me when I was an amateur. All right, so completely unacceptable. What's your favorite martial art besides Muay Thai? Of course, Muay Thai, man. That's my favorite martial art. I mean, if I was gonna be messing around, I've dabbled around Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Obviously, been around some high level guys and people that they were paying a lot of money to train with them, and I got to train with them for free. So it would be like stupid for me to not take advantage of that. And of course, boxing. Also, I really enjoy boxing. In regards to like combat sports and stuff like that too. Grappling is always fun, but definitely Muay Thai is my number one. 6 lock over on TikTok. All right, so like I said, completely unacceptable to miss weight, and the week of if you're gonna make it or not. But when you come into making weight, there's a lot of different ways to do it. There's modification of your food intake, eating certain types of foods, eliminating certain types of foods, loading on certain types of foods, excessive drinking of water, and upping your sodium intake, using, people always think they see the people in the sauna suits and stuff. It's really not the most efficient way to do it. It works. It's like the old school method. It works. It sucks. And you're wasting energy by doing it. Does size matter in a street fight? That's right, bro. It does matter in a street fight. Let me pin this right here. Boom. Does size matter in street fights? Only in the streets, bro. Only when you're 17, 76, and 1. I hate boxing. Doesn't work in the streets. Big Chode. Want to spar, bro? I definitely want to spar, bro. These guys, they obviously like the Street Fighter character. I realize I'm wearing his outfit right now, minus the basketball shorts. So we got the Street Fighter saga is continuing. We made some long form content with my friend Charles Creates over here on TikTok. Shout out to Charles Sabiaga. If you're looking for content creation, stuff like that in Ventura County, hit that guy up. He's a great dude. So going into like the whole weight loss process, like I said, they see people running like, oh, just don't eat. It's like, man, these guys are cutting 15, 20 pounds. You can't just not eat and lose that, okay? There's ways you have to basically maximize the amount of water loss you have from your body and empty your gut. Health, like, not using laxatives and stuff like that or diuretics. There's natural diuretics like parsley and watermelon, these different things that help you lose water and a little bit caffeine. There's a lot of tricks to it. Honestly, he doesn't break it down that much of why it works, but Mike Dolce's 3 Week to Shredded, the last week where he talks about the water and sodium intake, there's some key points there that people don't quite understand. So Brendan Fitness says, yeah, you have to understand what to eat. That's right, man. And the important thing with it is just you have to know your body. And here's the reality: is people's bodies, they have seasons. So sometimes your body's gonna be in the wrong season, and it's gonna be really freaking hard to make weight. Just cut off a couple fingers, you'll be fine. I spar with adults to the planet. They're all MMA fighters, but we've done Muay Thai, many head kicks, and they use old school Thai techniques on them. Ah, nice, Free Kane, over on TikTok. I know you said you over in London, right? You're training at 10th Planet. It's good to hear, man. So kind of going over into that weight cut process. You're gonna know if you're gonna have a hard time or not. Sometimes you think it's gonna be easy, and it's hard. Your body doesn't want to let it go. And again, your body has seasons. It's hormones too. It's managing your hormones. And this is where women, like when I started managing women athletes, like half our competition team at one point, more than half was women. And I learned that women are different when it comes into weight cuts. It's completely different. I had a girl who had to weigh 133 pounds, right? Yeah, it's a great gym. Great to hear that, Free Kane. I'm glad you found a place over there where you're at to be able to go train and get some good rounds in and stuff too, man. I'm just drinking some coffee here. So, kind of going into that weight cut was, so they had to weigh 133 pounds. They weighed like 141 pounds 3 days before weigh-in, right? We got on the plane that night. Not 3 days before, 2 days before weigh-in. All right, so we take a red eye over from California to New York. The tournament was in Queens for the WKA tournament. If anybody's been to a WKA tournament, first of all, I'm sorry. If you know, you know. We went through. She didn't eat or drink anything. I gave her a small palmful of almonds to eat, unsalted almonds. Didn't drink any water, nothing. All right. We walked around New York when we got there that day after sleeping on the plane, and we're like, hey, we should go check our weight. It's day before weigh-ins. So we go check the weight. She somehow gained, she went from 141 to 148 pounds. What did you, Mike, did you like eat, like what did you do? Like how did you gain the weight? And the thing is, women's hormones, it changes, especially when you fly. All right, water retention, all that stuff is very real. People don't realize, and I've seen it with more than one woman, just so you guys know. All right, if you do it right, you can really get down. I flew around 195, 200. I can make 160 for a fight. Yeah, that's right, Brandon Fitness. You know, there's some people who really got it down, but I'm a firm believer in the Thai method is staying a little bit lower and not cutting as much. You know, you cut 8 pounds. Like that's you get used to moving at that weight. Of course, you get some bigger guys, but you have to learn how to use your speed and technique, right? I feel like it's really in MMA. It's a much bigger advantage too because it comes into the grappling, right, on the ground grappling. You know, if you have somebody who cut from 190, if you get somebody who cut from like 190 pounds and they get down to 160, they're gonna be much heavier than somebody who cut from 168 to 160, right? So that person who cut from 168, they're probably gonna be floating around 168, 170. And the person who cut from 190 is probably gonna be closer to like that 185 weight limit. come fight time, especially if the 24-hour weigh-in. And in Thailand, they'll do predominantly weigh-ins are the day of, like the morning of, unless it's like a sanctioned by WBC or something like that, where they require the 24-hour day before weigh-in. So even that can be modified, and you'll see that happen a lot in Thailand too. This coffee's good. I'm drinking the Laird Superfood Creamer, the cinnamon one. It's got like medium chain triglycerides, it's vegan. It's got cinnamon, coconut. It's freaking good, man. I'm drinking it cold brew. I'm not sponsored or endorsing it at all. It's just good. So, then that just goes into like, you have to learn. I've done, like, when I missed weight that second time, that's when I really, coffee is amazing. That's right, Big Chode. Your username is amazing, man. Going into, like, making and learning how to cut weight, man, there's so much information on it now on losing weight properly for weight class based competitions. Unfortunately, we're in a sport where you have to worry about your relationship with gravity. That's it. If you're not in combat sports, man, or you're in a sport where you have to worry about it, don't worry about it. Eat well, train right, be healthy, right? And I tell that for everybody. People, weight cut. I need to cut weight. And I'm like, you don't need to cut weight. You're focusing on weight loss. Weight cut is temporary, and I'll say extreme measures to temporarily lose weight. It's not normal. It's not healthy, right? But it's to be able to do what we want to do. And I've talked about this before. There's organizations like ONE FC and WBC Muay Thai does it too. Is a hydration test leading up to the fight to see where your weight's at and what your hydration level is when you check your weight. I think stuff like that is very important for the safety of that and longevity of the athletes too. You need to cut weight, bro. You play basketball. Hey, what are you trying to say, bro? Oh man, and it's something that, like, we have kids competing. We don't tell them to cut weight, especially the parents and promoters and stuff like that. Understand kids change. I had a kid. He had the biggest growth spurt. He went from being like 5'6" to almost 6 foot in the span of like 4 months. It's like he got a fight booked 3 months out, and his weight completely changed as we got up. I'm like, I told the promoter, I'm like, he can't do this. Like, he needs somebody else. So you got a different match, right? So like I said, if you're going to make weight or not. But I don't blame him. It's when you're the champion and you have the belt on the line. If you miss weight, you get stripped of your title. You're supposed to. You'd be surprised. Some freaking janky-ass organizations, they'll try to make up some excuse for it, why they get to keep the title and all this other bullshit. But that means it's just not a legit title. So props to UFC for upholding that and stripping him of his title. That's the way it goes. Like I said, it's unacceptable. No matter what the situations are, it's unacceptable to sign a contract and miss weight. And that I hold myself to that same standard too. It's completely unacceptable. If you're the champ, you know what weight you're fighting at. That's right, man. You've obviously fought that weight multiple times. And like I said, it's usually indicative of a bad fight camp. So that comes down to. And this goes into like these extreme weight cut measures you see in MMA. Is like, if they weren't doing that, maybe we would have less of that. All right, maybe we'd have less of that. Yo, how you doing, man? BTN, KTN, welcome. I'm doing good. We're just talking about these extreme weight measures and weight cuts and stuff like that. LO777+, welcome over on TikTok. Hey guys, make sure if you're here, double tap the screen. It helps our small business grow. I'm wearing this Mandate Fitness shirt from these guys from Arizona, Suffer City Gym. Shout out to them for making these badass shirts. So we're one of those people that was deemed non-essential when they had the mandates going around for that thing that I'm not going to talk about because it cuts off my stream when I talk about it. But you're deemed non-essential. We're still bouncing back from it. So by double tapping the screen, by supporting the podcast, buying merch, whatever it is, merch link in bio. We have these awesome hats and stuff like that too. That's an amazing shirt. I love it. Yeah, man, go check it out. Suffer City, SUFFERCITY. I made some stuff with them. I met them out in Arizona. Good people and can really support. They actually were some of the people trying to get gyms safely reopened out there in Arizona during all the mandated shutdowns. So because, as we know, it's fact now, according to the fact checkers too. Being in shape, it reduces your chance of catching that shit. So very grateful for people like them. But we're still trying to bounce back from that stuff, guys. There's a bunch of grants that were going out. So we've been denied the grant 8 times now. We're on the 9th round. They told me to reapply again. So I've been applying since all the shutdowns and stuff like that too. It'd be cool to get it, but if we don't, we'll survive. But it would help out tremendously. Let's say that. I have all the industries in the country in the United States for getting the relief packages from the federal government. Health and wellness was the one industry that was excluded from the bill. So that should say something about how government wants you to be not healthy and complicit. So I highly encourage you to get uncomfortable, to grow, and be really hard to kill. Let's say that. All right. So training Muay Thai, lifting weights, running, firearm training, all that stuff, man. I highly encourage it. If that's not your jam, that's okay too. I know some people are not for shooting guns, like recreationally and firearm safety. I'm getting more and more into it. I had some stuff in my life where I wasn't able to for a while. So now that I'm able to again, I'm trying to take full advantage of it, because you don't miss it until you can't do it, right? I can't believe gyms were shut down. I know, man. Big show. It was crazy, but that's the thing. I saw this shirt. I'm like, I want 5. I bought them for all my family and my staff, because and some of my staff too. There's people's like, you get kind of like a vibe of people, and I could say everybody's vibe was, why are we closed? So, and people are arguing, and I'm just gonna say, like, I'm just grateful for those people who stuck around during that time, and for you over here on TikTok, it's a tough time. It's still a tough time, man. I don't have a place to live. I'm living with my family, or I'll sleep in the gym some nights when I'm working, and I'm in this 24/7. I don't make a shit ton of money or anything like that. I do this because I love it. I want to help the sport grow. I want to help the art grow. Just full transparency for you guys. I'm sitting here in my office in Santa Barbara right now. I slept on the floor last night. Big deal, right? But that's kind of that's how in it I am. When people say, like, how do you do what you do? It's a lot of sacrifice, man. A lot of sacrifice. But it's, for me, I wouldn't take it back. The people that I've met through this sport and the benefits I've had for it, I hope that you that are listening to this get at least some benefits to this. I hope that at least you get something, even a fraction of what I've gotten from it, and if it helps you, then it's worth it for me. I told myself going into this whole thing back in 2014 when I went out on my own, was, if I can help one person change their life, and they tell me that, then my mission's accomplished. So I've had multiple people, and that's my purpose: help people through Muay Thai, have a positive impact on all of you. All right, so I'll get off my high horse, my soapbox there, but I just wanted to mention that because a lot of people, the perception, right? Perception is everything. But for us, we're really dedicated. Our whole team, has made a lot of sacrifices. This is not just me, by the way. It's not just me that's made a lot of sacrifices. This is everybody on our team has made some extreme sacrifices to make this training academy work. That's why it's like, and it's to only have Muay Thai. We specialize in Muay Thai. I put out a lot of marketing content on it saying like we're the only Muay Thai academy in our area, and we are. We're the only ones that teach strictly Muay Thai. There's MMA schools and stuff like that too. Some of them have a rudimentary view of Muay Thai, and they're doing wrestling, they're doing BJJ, stuff like that too. I probably shut down gyms in January this year. Oh, Big Chud, still? Is it still closed? I said this coffee's good. But, for us, we wanted to have Muay Thai as taught, like we learned in Thailand. Been going over there to Thailand since 2008. I didn't learn from somebody who was a kickboxer and saying that they were teaching Muay Thai to get people in the door, lying to their students. For me, I'm authentic, and I have all the respect for the schools there in the area that are authentic about what they do and their marketing. The ones that are not, man, I just have some freaking integrity. That's all I gotta say. No, they looked at the end of the month, thankfully. Yeah, man, we've had some crazy. We're in California, so you just go look up California mandated shutdowns. You'll see. And I'm gonna kind of go into some of those mandates and stuff too. They were found to be, so here in the United States, we have the United States Constitution. I got called an absolutist by local government officials for saying we need to uphold the Constitution. And they said, oh, you're an absolutist because you are, and this is, again, before I started getting into firearms, it was about the Second Amendment, right? The right to bear arms. And our local county court in Ventura County decided that it was not okay for them to be open, and they found them guilty of violating a mandate. It got escalated to a federal court. Federal court found that Ventura County, specifically the sheriff, the county board of supervisors, and the health officer violated everybody's constitutional and civil rights in Ventura County. And this sheriff is up for re-election, so go do your research on it if you're interested about it. I don't want to talk too much politics on this. So it was messed up. It was messed up, and it was something that I was saying the whole time, and it's on record. And these politicians came back and said, sorry you feel like we're violating your constitutional rights. We are not. And guess what? They were the whole time. It's like, hey, like, can you at least come back and say, hey, sorry, you were right? Or, hey, do you accept our apology? No, they're still okay with it. That's the thing. I don't agree with it. You post mostly Muay Thai content, but reckon you also respect grappling since you're also into MMA. Yeah, man. I definitely respect grappling and martial arts. It's tough, man. All martial arts are great. I respect all martial arts. I'll make some content that seems like I'm talking shit, but it's just to get views, and it's to show like I put in those things all the time. I'm 100% biased. 100% biased, obviously, but by a guy who runs a Muay Thai academy and does Muay Thai for a living, I'm 100% biased, and I'm aware of that bias. And I've, you go put me on the ground with somebody who's been training jiu-jitsu for 4 months. You put me on the ground with somebody who's been training jiu-jitsu for 4 months, and you bet your butt they'll probably get me in a very compromised position. Let's say that. None of it works in the streets, bro. That's right, bro. All right. Well, that's kind of what I want to talk about today, guys. With the weight cut stuff, man. For all the freaking armchair warriors out there that are talking shit about it, man, go eat your hot Cheetos. Have your beer. Enjoy the freaking fight. They're still fighting. So go enjoy the fight. We'll see if that was indicative of a bad training camp for Oliveira. We'll see. We'll see on his performance, right? Like I said, bodies have seasons. That's how it goes. It's hard. It's the nature of the sport. It is completely unacceptable, though. And, for those of you that are looking more into that, bunk scale. I mean, that could be a bunk scale, Brendan Fitness. And I've seen that happen before, too, from the commission. They're like, no, we use this scale. Everybody's used this scale, and everybody missed weight. Right? Like, we use this scale, we can't change the scale. Everybody has to use this scale. So, I've seen that happen before. And that's always fun when it happens in a foreign country, too. All right? So, that's it for today. I really appreciate everybody coming out here onto TikTok. I see We got 1K likes over on TikTok. Thank you so much, guys. I really, really, really appreciate it. It means the world to me. Go check out our podcast. This will be on there. So if you missed out a portion of this podcast, the link will be in our bio. I'll upload it today. Enjoy the Canelo fight tonight, guys. Have a safe Cinco de Mayo weekend. And Planet Fitness, obviously you're kidding, but just in case there's evidence of Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai working in the streets. Thanks, buddy. It was fun keep the hard work up. Thank you so much, Big Chud. Yeah, LOL 777 plus. Go check it out check out one of the pin posts on our TikTok feed. It is definitely a joke. Thanks for the live. It was a good one. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Again, if you want some past merch, go check out the link in our bio. We ship direct. We have distribution centers around the world. It'll get to you within like 10 days. All right, unless something happens with distribution again. All right. With that said, everybody have a great day. So what do you cop?
All right, that's it today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys are listening on iTunes, please go leave a review. It means the world to me. If you enjoy the content, if you like hearing about all stuff that has to do with Muay Thai and what we're doing,